What is going on? I hope you are having a great day and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be going over this dresser and redoing it, so let's get started. As always, we are going to start with giving it a good cleaning. I always like to use simple green, and then I have a bucket of hot water or warm water, and I will clean all of the outside by giving it a good scrub with the rag and using simple green to get all the grease and grime off of it. Next, I'll be moving on to the drawers. I'll give each drawer a good cleaning with the shop vac, and these already had drawer liners in them, so I'm removing all of the drawer liner and taking off the handles, and then I'll be able to give the outside of the drawer a good clean with the simple green and rag as well. Next, I move on to shop vacuuming the inside of the dresser. This is just to help get rid of any cobwebs, any dust that's been in there. If it's been sitting in your garage, it can build up a lot of dust and cobwebs. So I just try to clean it. That way I know that whoever's getting this piece is getting a good clean piece. There was an accent piece that went across the dresser in the middle and I didn't like it, so I have to get underneath it to remove the screws that was holding it in. And so that's what I'm doing here and removing the accent piece. Next, I give the dresser a good scuff sand. I started with 120 grit and ended with 220 grit, just to give it a smooth finish. Next, I'm filling in some of the old hardware holes. Once this Bondo dries, then I will sand it. That way it's smooth and flush. And then with some wood filler, I'm filling in some holes and imperfections on the sides and tops and everywhere else on the dresser. And then I primed the dresser. This one has some bleed through. If you can tell, it's a little yellow. And so I had to prime it about 2 or 3 times. I think it was 3 actually, to make sure I didn't have any bleed through with the color, especially with the color that I'm going to use on this dresser. Once that dried, I sanded it smooth with a 400 grit and I started painting it with my beige color. It is Even Better Beige by Behr. After 2 coats of paint, I did 3 top coats, and this is where the fun began. Look at all of this cracking. I came out a couple days later and saw that the top coat had completely cracked everywhere on this dresser. I had no idea why it did this, and I had to do a ton of research and watch a ton of YouTube videos to try to figure out what happened. The conclusion I came to is that after I top coated the dresser, I left it in the garage for a couple days and our temperatures went really high to really low, and I think that fluctuation caused the top coat to create all of those cracks. So I obviously didn't like that, so I sanded all of it back down and I'm gonna start over. So here is me sanding and wiping all of the sand off before I get ready to prime and paint it. And then I went over it with a primer. I used an automotive primer this time. There was a little bit of unevenness, and so this primer was kind of like a filler primer, so it helped kind of smooth out all of those areas. After I got done priming, I went ahead and painted it. I did 2 coats and I sanded with a 400 grit sandpaper in between each coat. Then I did 3 coats of top coat, and I also sand with the 400 grit in between each coat. And here's how it turned out. After doing this dresser 2 times, at least I gained some more experience, right? Thanks for watching, and let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe for more flips and tips.